privileged to have the Group Managing Director of Sahara Power Group in person of Dr. Kola Adesina with us here. It's a pleasure to have you here, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and obviously looking at the theme of this conference and navigating the changes, building resilient institutions, we know that your sector specifically has been through a lot of reforms and changes and headwinds. As a leader and the GMD, how have you been able to navigate those challenges? What has been key?
Okay, thank you very much. You use the word challenging very well because that's exactly what it is. It's been very turbulent, I must say. A lot of changes has occurred and quite a number of them not so positive, primarily because of the fact that right from the outset, the objective set relative to the steps, decisions, and actions, a huge gap. Now, and once you start with that, you failed. When you're building when you want to build a house, the architect will do a design, and of course, right in the mind of the architect will be the property that is going to build before even turning soil. Now, of course, the moment you start to shift and reduce the quantity of water, the quantity of cement, and the rest of them, what's going to happen is that everything is going to come down at some point. So it's a foundational problem that we've had to face, but notwithstanding, because of the adoption of creativity in our own enterprise, adaptability as a way of resolving issues, resilience, like you mentioned, responsiveness, and diversity, we've been able to use different strategies in confronting some of the problems we're facing. Of course, like I say to many people, in Nigeria, the population is increasing geometrically, and most people seem not to be paying attention to it. Every day in Nigeria, in terms of population births, in Nigeria is about between 20,000 and 25,000 human beings are born in Nigeria. Every day. And by the time you put that together, 1 month, 1 year, you're talking of about 8.79 million people in this country. If the infrastructure that needs to support that population is not growing above that rate, what you're going to have is deficiencies, deficits, defects, and lack of capacity to deliver value on the basis of the aspiration of the leaders. So part of what I've seen is the fact that we need a lot of changes, I must say. First, for me, is the meaning for Nigeria. What's the meaning? Meaning simply means, what are we aspiring to achieve? Where are we headed? What kind of future Nigeria do we see based on who we are, our culture, our tradition, and the rest of it? So, and it has to be shared by everybody. And invariably, the value system and the philosophy of the country needs to be made clear within the meaning part of what I consider the framework to solve Nigeria's problem. The second thing for me has always been the fact that the mindset has to change. One of the things we have done over the years is the fact that we have a can-do spirit. We believe nothing is impossible. We believe that the solution to Nigeria's problem or any problem lies in our hands. We believe that making a difference should be a way of life in everything we do. We believe that God has deposited talent, capacity, competence, and capability in us. Is how we use it. We believe we don't have all the time to do those things. And invariably, we're quite sensitive to the things we're doing. The other area for me has always been the resources required to be able to get out the meaning that I've articulated, the meaning in terms of the objective, the goals, and the rest of them. Mobilizing resources has been a problem, primarily again because of the fact that you cannot mobilize resource where you have interest rate that is extremely high relative to the poverty in the land. Of course, part of what you must use as an engine of development is the willingness and ability of the people to pay the price. If you are manufacturing any product or rendering any service, and the people that are going to buy, they don't have the ability to pay, the capacity to pay, you're not going to be able to sell your product. So we need to find a way to contend with poverty and reverse the poverty level of Nigeria by ensuring that there are policies, strategies that will lift a lot of Nigerians from the pit of poverty into levels of prosperity and all that. So that's very vital. Those are the things I would say for now are critical for us to really get the result we seek.
Indeed, and hopefully we do get those results. But coming to the role of collaboration between the private sector, between regulators, between the public sector, how important is that harmony, and how can we ensure that we foster that collaboration and partnership?
Okay, first, from a jocular perspective, my name is Kola, so just know that Kola is inside collaboration. So for me, it's one where you look at the human body as we're seated here. We're having this intelligent conversation primarily because of the fact that the brain, the heart, the liver, the kidney, the nervous system, the eyes, everything we have as organ in our body, they are working together, they are aligned. When you hear that somebody is sick, it's primarily because one of them is not working in the way of alignment with the other organ. So we say the person is sick and all that. So the question has always been, the unifying theme for me as a business is what binds us together, what are our commonalities, and that's why I mentioned earlier, mindset is so critical. If I have the mindset that you have, if we have the meaning in terms of sense of direction together, the likelihood of success is higher than if your own meaning is different from mine. Your own goal is different from mine. We're going to be working across purposes. So part of what needs to happen really for Nigeria, Africa, to be able to move forward significantly will be that we should have a shared value system, a shared goal, shared mindset, and that way truly we can make the progress happen the way we desire. We've always worked with the government. We feel that they are very intelligent people in government. They mean well. We've seen that many times. Bureaucracy is a problem, and we can resolve it together, and that we've done intelligently in the last couple of years. We can do better, undoubtedly, but at least we're on the path.
Okay, we look forward to seeing that happen. Finally, this conference, there has been the emphasis on being future ready, especially leaders, being ahead of the changes that we're seeing. As a leader yourself, what would be your watchword to other directors, other leaders in staying ahead of the changes?
For me, it's implementation, really. Execution has been a problem in this part of the world. We have great ideas. There are a lot of documents that speak to how we can really make Nigeria great. The question is, are we implementing them? I think doing action should be a critical area we start to pay attention to. With due respect, like I say to many people, we've had too many talk shows where intelligent conversations are held, but beyond those rooms, what happened? So it's how to really give life to the idea that is being nurtured at different conferences like this. It's very, very important that we do that very quickly. And for us, for me, I've always said, if you can have a KPI for the nation and everybody establish the fact that those KPIs are important for the nation, and we all start to work towards it by way of how do we measure the performance relative to the goal that we've set. And if we're successful, how do we renew it? How do we put together a mechanism to renew those brilliant ideas? We all must be headed in the right direction for us to be able to achieve the result we want to achieve. You cannot lead change if you don't have followership and leadership aligned to deliver the outcome of that change. Innovation is very key going forward. Technology is very central to human development. That's leading the conversation today. We cannot afford to be backbenchers in the committee of technology developers in the world. We've had many very strategic, sound development coming out of Africa. How do we multiply those things? How do we look out for people in all the best schools in the universe that are Nigerians, gather the wisdom and the knowledge they all have, support it, execute it, and make it happen. Domesticate prosperity, domesticate goodness and joy. I feel that's what really is important. And finally, for me, two things are critical for Nigeria and Africa to get the result we're all looking for: love and light.
That's a wonderful way to tie this conversation together. The Group Managing Director of Sahara Power Group, Dr. Kola Adesina.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.